Hello, welcome to 78 Derngate. Let's go inside and I'll show you around. There were 3 characters involved in the decoration of this house. 2 who were about to get married, 1 a famous architect and designer. This is my Uncle Win. He was a man ahead of his time, fascinated by technology and interested in design to make life easy. He was full of energy and involved in the life of Northampton. This is my Aunt Jane, after whom I'm named. She was a quiet, gentle person who always made you feel very welcome when visiting. She was also very creative and loved doing embroidery. And this is Charles Rennie Mackintosh, who was born in Glasgow. This is the only house he designed in England. He was also a very forward-looking man who became famous for his amazingly innovative Art Nouveau designs in Scotland. The hall lounge is an amazing room, and the decoration is dazzling. Uncle Win wanted a very special design, and Mr. Mackintosh used his skill to make these fabulous features in the room. Uncle Win was red-green colourblind. This is how the decorations looked to him. Here I'm standing by one of the chairs that Mackintosh designed. When I visited Uncle and Aunt at their second house, my aunt would say, "Please don't sit on this chair, dear, it's rather special." My mother, who knew this house, told me that tongues wagged in Northampton when people first saw it. Let's go through now into the dining room. The dining room is very different from the hall lounge, but the overall design was all by Mackintosh, and he designed the mantel clock in the photograph. The extension at the back of the house makes this a lovely light sitting area. This photograph shows Uncle Win and Aunt Jane having afternoon tea from this table. The kitchen was their maid Lottie's domain. It was a very modern kitchen for the time, with modern appliances like an electric oven, though they also had a kitchen range for most of the cooking. That's like an Aga cooker. Lottie was a very efficient lady whom my mother was rather scared of. She didn't take kindly to dirty footmarks, but she was a good cook. Aunt Jane also cooked here. She especially liked making cakes, like Victoria sponge sandwich. This photograph shows some very modern equipment for 1917. Uncle Win had the picture made into a postcard, sent it to friends to show off the electric oven and the grill toaster by the wall. The kitchen overlooks the garden. There's a lovely view out. I'm just checking the plants because I look after them, just like my aunt did. We're just going up the stairs now to my uncle and aunt's bedroom. This was their bedroom, and I think it was decorated to Aunt Jane's taste, with light, soft colours. The border was a rose design, reminiscent of the famous Mackintosh rose design in Glasgow. They had an American basin, with hot and cold running water. Quite an unusual and luxurious touch in 1917. There is also the lovely balcony that they could sit out on in the summer. Their wonderful modern bathroom had an American bath and wash basin, and they had an Edwardian shower over the bath, all very luxurious. The walls look as though they're covered in mosaic tiles, but it is actually waterproof wallpaper. Very realistic. This was Uncle Win's shaving mirror. That's enough about the bathroom. Let's go up the stairs now to another very special room. The guest bedroom is where you'd stay the night if you were visiting here. Like the hall lounge, it was designed by Mackintosh to impress their visitors. This black and white striped design on the walls and ceiling create the illusion of a canopy over the beds, as in a four-poster bed, so the curtains are like the curtains at the end of the four-poster. The design is all created out of lengths of black and white striped material, with splashes of colour provided by green and blue ribbon stitched onto it, and patches of blue silk, and a beautiful peacock blue on the bedspread, chair seats and the lovely lampshades. The furniture's also decorated with borders of a check design in blue and black paint. What flower do you think Mackintosh had in mind when he designed the lampshades? The most famous visitor to stay here was someone called George Bernard Shaw, who wrote plays. Your parents or grandparents may recognise his name. My Aunt Jane was rather upset that he always brought his own sheets with him, as if he thought hers would not be good enough for him. On the mantelpiece downstairs is a bust of George Bernard Shaw, whom Uncle Wyn admired very much. I'm just standing at the doorway looking up the staircase to Lottie's attic room. It's a very small room, right at the top of the house. Now you're going to see some of the many patterns that decorate 78 Derngate. Most of them are very geometric, but can you spot the two flowers? Well, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed your glimpse of this wonderful house that Charles Rennie Mackintosh designed for my great-uncle and aunt. Do come and visit. Goodbye.